I'm always crying, Sarah. For one reason or another.
Because of a spoiler, I know who the next one is.
Stop.
I can't help it! It was blame the fucking For You page!
I'm blaming you.
I did not ask for that video!
You.
I did not ask for it!
You.
I did not get her. I did not.
Blaming you.
Ow! Ah. I told you, every time you do that, let me know so that I can take my fucking glasses off! You little bitch! Yes, it's okay. Don't touch me! What were we doing?
I don't know what we were doing. I think we were going back to check on Taka's body after we found out Hifumi was gone. I think. I don't know.
Got lost by the screams.
Yeah, I got lost in the screams. Oh, he's gone too. Cool. Man, we need to get Mario and Flood in here to clean that up.
Oh my god.
She's fine though. Hey. 12 more and we get a free sandwich. I don't know why the magic number is 13.
Okay, we're trying to find the two missing bodies now.
Had we already discovered that Taka was missing?
No.
I don't feel like we had. I don't know anything. It's been like 4 days. Maybe 5. How long has it been? What day is it? Who are you? What's your name?
Oh my god. Hi, Lone Wolf. I've been busy playing Danganronpa V3, so I kind of forgot the controls this major because I know it's slightly different.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Okay. So
That such is the case with going back and forth between the latest and oldest in any series. Oddly enough, not Kingdom Hearts though. Like Kingdom Hearts was pretty consistent all the way through. And when it was different, it was like completely different. So like it was easy to figure it out. And going from game to game. The Twitch link will constantly say that it is Drew playing Bioshock. It's not. And it's not on Twitch. But the link says that.
Oh, what? Makoto!
Are you just standing there? We need to get the we need to get to the repository. What the fuck's a repository?
You mean
You mean
I found them.
Indeed.
You mean the suppository?
Hifumi and Taka's bodies had both been hidden in the repository.
The suppository?
Goodbye.
I've already told Hina and Sakura. We'll be going ahead.
Their bodies were in the repository?
The suppository.
Where is the repository?
The suppository?
Where is it?
I don't know. Do you know what a suppository is?
In our room? Because that's the only door that can get open.
I don't know. I guess so.
Yeah, that's the door that I fucking checked earlier. What the head is the repository? Why didn't you let me check the door in the first place?
Because you have to do it when the game
That's a
wants
bit
you to. You can't find it on accident.
The doorknob. I guess it's unlocked. I have no choice but to go outside. So I opened the door.
There is
When I
always a
entered, I
choice.
saw.
Yep, they're there.
We dragged. From the first floor to up here was a fucking stretch. Because if they dragged him around on the fucking tarp. Whoops, wrong button.
It's a tarp.
Spill of blood made me gag. What I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. And then I heard the announcement for a second time.
A body has been discovered after a certain amount of time.
I don't care.
And so, here we are. Without further ado, let me give you all the next Monokuma file. I was going to hand them out when you found the bodies the first time, but I thought something might happen. It was really hard to resist, but turns out I was right.
Just hand it over.
Now make sure to investigate with all of your mental might and prepare for the class trial. Okay, see you later.
Well then, now that we found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the cover.
What the hell?
How can you be so calm? I mean, they're dead, you know? Dead! Gone forever!
terrible.
They're never coming back! Awful. This is all too awful. Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi's lifeless body.
Who would do this? Why? Why?
Large wet tears fell from her eyes. The tears landed on Hifumi's cheeks. If this were some world of make-believe, that might have been when Hifumi opened his eyes. But this wasn't a movie.
Or was it? And then Hifumi opened his eye.
This wasn't.
He's alive again? Where am I?
What?
Cold. So cold. Is
Shut the fuck up, Game of Thrones!
Is this
Hifumi! Wake up!
2010.
Probably. I don't remember when Game of Thrones started.
That's right.
It was so
I
long ago.
remember now. Hope's Peak.
Come on, you gotta wake up!
I remember everything.
This was not post Game of
Before
Thrones. Well, it was after the
met you.
book, I guess.
All. I met you all.
Yeah, Game of Thrones came out in 2011. His memories are all blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us.
The light, it's reaching out to me like the tail of a comet.
Hey, Ifumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasu.
His eyes closed, and they never opened again. Death for the second time. Absolute, undeniable death. No matter how many Morpheus tears splashed on his face, there was no sacred miracle. Reality set in again.
This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality.
You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat.
Stop talking.
You're just angry. Going out of his way to return just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring.
He said Yasuhiro, right? Yasuhiro Hakagure. That is the only person he could have been referring to.
So, in other words,
And with that, the case is solved.
Assaulting people, and even killing Taka and Fumi, and going so far as to hide their bodies. A criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. Is that what he is? It's true. I can't forgive him. No way can I ever forgive him. To kill 2 of our friends.
Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit. The culprit in our little life or death game here. Although this time it's not all that life or death, the trial will conclude without much trouble.
Yes, it does look that way. It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time.
Let's do this one more time. Whoa! Starships.
I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through this. To make sure everyone survives. I just have to do it. First, I better check the Monokuma file.
Yeah.
The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotake Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it?
That's it.
very
Yeah,
strange.
it's pretty strange. We got way less information for this than before.
That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could anyway. There's something else that's been bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while.
Are you talking about Kyoko?
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice?
An accomplice?
An accomplice?
What are you doing here?
Don't be rude. I'm here to answer your question.
What question?
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, 2 people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
In other
So
words,
basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
So are you saying nobody worked together this time either?
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in murder. Only one Blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets nothing.
So in other words,
And we only need to figure out who that one Blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal?
Okay, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is the one true Blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action.
True Blackened. Is it just one person?
That's enough explainifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the Blackened. Good luck, and to all the contestants.
So there can be only one Blackened. An accomplice wouldn't benefit.
There can be only one. Then I can't see why Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. You may be right!
If that's true, then...
I may be crazy.
Kyoko, where are you?
Then I just might be the lunatic you're looking for.
As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter.
Turn out the lights!
Shut up! Let's get back to the investigation, damn it! I have absolutely no doubts that Hiro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information. You know, don't you think we should consider asserting someone a suspect, just in case?
LA Noir face. Doubt.
Talking about the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack.
I don't. Oh,
What?
hi.
I'm offended!
Hello. When did you...
I've been looking all over for you, Master! When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found!
Oh, Hifumi was would be so disappointed that he's missing all these sayings of the word master.
Oh my god. Anyway, you there, milk sack swimmer girl!
Milk sack swimmer girl.
Why do I gotta be a suspect? Well, I mean, you are a serial killer. So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time? I'm an alibi, you know.
She's right, you know. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was lying unconscious in the equipment room. Can you imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body?
Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing! That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about. On another topic, we should post a guard by the bodies like before. We can't have them disappearing again. Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina? Sure, I'd totally be useless on the investigation anyway.
Aww.
it's all clear now.
And that's that. Let's begin.
Can our partner be Genocide Jack, please?
Maybe?
This whole thing is so strange. But one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems.
What?
For a second, I thought you were gonna fart.
No, I'm not that cruel.
Bro. He'll never move again.
Bro will never move again.
According to my human file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice number 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? And there's a tarp laid out under his body.
It's a tarp!
Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way there won't be any blood left behind while the body was moved.
Nice.
Hifumi's big cold body is lying
Big
on the
cold
floor.
body.
His really big body. How on earth was a killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office where he was discovered to hear the repository.
The suppository.
All the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it.
Why did you hear?
How the hell?
What fell? What's happening?
It's no good, I just don't get it. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi myself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was lying on the floor in the nurse's office.
Justice!
Wait, something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling something's different?
Sexual healing.
Oh, he's... Okay, yeah, never mind. Moving on. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right
the
now.
The nurses versus...
His glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. Now they're not. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that and why? Way to respect the dead, I guess.
I don't know, man.
Makoto?
Were the hammers still at the scenes of the crimes?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository.
The suppository.
After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Stalker stuck together. And we came around to the repository too, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked.
Hey, same.
We couldn't get inside.
Same.
And we
Don't act all shocked, you know!
And we came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it? Well, why is it unlocked now?
I wonder the same thing.
The door is locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret. There are many aspects to the incident of this time. Too many, to be honest.
We know where they got the hammers, at least.
Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened. Would you like my help? Oh, yes! Sure! Let's look back on things. This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up, so we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search.
And soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared.
After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor, then quickly came and got you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her.
Just after 7 o'clock.
Based on the picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo Justice.
It was Robo Justice.
It also became clear that this Robo Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costumed assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. But not long after leaving the nurse's office, based on Celeste's claims, we went back to the 2nd floor where we split up and began searching. Right after that, Celeste screamed. This time she had apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams, we quickly made our way to the 3rd floor. And then... At that point, we decided to split up into 2 groups. Celestina and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, Yu, Byakuya, and Toko pursued the suspect up on the 3rd floor. And when we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi's corpse.
Which is also when we heard the body discovered announcement play.
I left Celeste and Hina alone and decided to head back to the 3rd floor until the other... Oh my god, I can't... Ah!
I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the 3rd floor to tell the others what had happened.
But at the same time, we had discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. Which means that Fumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time. Because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement play right after finding Taka.
And that's when I showed up and told you, Byakuya, and Hifumi had been... You and Byakuya, that Hifumi had been killed, right? Then Yumi and Byakuya all headed back to the nurse's office.
Here we go again.
Yeah, we're back to this now. Leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who just arrived to tell us something very unusual. We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was in fact gone.
Then we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room.
Well, that's when we found out that
This... And everything else is just recent. Looking back, things have certainly been very active.
Yeah? Remember you running up all those stairs?
Byakuya, do you think Hiro really did it?
I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. The last thing that Fumi said when he died...
Yeah, you said Hiro's name.
So, in other words...
There's no room to suspect anyone else.
Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume?
Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see.
Hey! Hey! Poor baby! What do you really think that's enough to explain it?
Yes.
No! I feel like there's still a clue hiding in there somewhere.
What?
And that's it. That's all that bothers you about the case?
Well, no, there are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies?
They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation.
But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we?
Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit is a moron.
Is that really all there is to it?
No.
The other thing that bothers me is, why they bother killing 2 people?
What?
Because all the rule says is if you could kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your #1 priority is not getting caught. But killing 2 people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out.
I see.
Bless you.
Hold on. Perhaps. Let's see. So that's what that means.
Is everything okay?
That's enough.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends.
What's with the attitude?
So you're saying we're not friends?
Oh my god. What are we then?
What are we then?
Goo gonna be lovers. Oh my god.
But you have my appreciation. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, our abusive boyfriend is starting to show us affection. Things are spicing up now. Things are spicing up now.
Coco?
Maybe.
Is that you? Oh my god. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. He talked as if he figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was?
It would have. He would have literally died.
It can only be logged from the inside.
Is
There's no
there
log from the-
Is there a vent in here? I mean, I'm always wanting to look for a way someone could sneak through an air vent. I've probably seen Die Hard a few too many times. Nope, that's television. But
I got a coin. One more and I get a free sandwich.
I'm still waiting for the day we get a sandwich from that gosh pond. All the shit that's in there, one of them's got to be a sandwich. One of them has got to be a sandwich. Sarah, look at me. One of them's definitely a sandwich. No. So then.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Cheese and rice. Well, that's probably how they moved Hifumi's body at least partway. Ah.
I thought there was something wrong.
Ah. Ah.
To the nurse's office.
To the library.
That was it. No.
Because you're Oh, that rainbow roll was so good.
Yeah. What are you doing here by yourself?
I was polishing my hammer. What are you investigating, Celeste?
I am not investigating anything, precisely speaking. I am simply going around seeing if Hero might be hiding somewhere. What about you?
Oh, you know, just checking this and that. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Hifumi's body.
Let's see.
need pinky up.
Not right now.
Pinky up.
How if Fumi was moved, eh?
When it disappears, you were supposed to be in the nurse's office, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Nina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom.
And when you got back, the body was gone?
It could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though.
Yeah, Hina said the same thing. So then the killer was able to get in, move Hafumi's body in that short amount of time?
It would seem so.
To carry off someone as big as Hafumi in only a couple of minutes is... I can't think of it... Ugh. I can't think of it as anything less than impossible. Celeste's account has been added to... Okay. Justice Hammer 3. It's just a normal trash can.
Glass is clean cloth.
Oh my god. It has a lolly girl.
It's Hafumi's.
And there's blood on it.
Oh, did you find something?
There's a cleaning cloth in the trash can.
A cleaning cloth?
A cleaning cloth. It's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have had to wipe up some blood. But who would need to do something like that?
I haven't the slightest idea. Never either, but I think it might be important.
She's paper flat.
Paper flat.
She's like Parappa the Rappa.
Step on the gas. Step on the brakes. Blood packets in there. For blood transfusions, I guess.
Sure. They're definitely not harvesting our organs. Definitely not.
I don't know, man.
They're definitely not harvesting our organs. Definitely not. I don't know about you.
Are you feeling 22?
No, I haven't been feeling 22 for a couple of years now.
Alright, so the living room. Why did we have to go up and down, what the fucking plan?
We need to get our fucking steps in, homie. You know how hard it is to get your steps in this day and age?
People are trying.
In these trying times?
Yes, people are trying in these trying times.
Can I offer you a nice egg in these trying times?
A nice egg.
Can I offer you an egg in this trying time? Egg.
Hi, Tom. Oh, hi, Jill. I was sleeping right when the killer carried the body away. I'm super pissed I missed such an ultimately rare event.
Honestly. That's blood for sure. Okay, so that's the... Those are the cart wheels.
How about Fumi?
They must have used the tarp for Hifumi then.
No. Because then that would still be difficult because you're dragging the tarp, not easily kicking it around with a dolly.
Yes, but it would make it easier to move it than just carrying it.
Yeah, carrying it, sure.
Also would probably help with, like if you wrapped him up in it and tugged, it would be easier to get him upstairs than using a dolly. Just a thought. It might be wrong. Listen. We're in the beginning stages here. I'm just throwing spaghetti in the wall. See what sticks.
Oh, hi, boyfriend.
So this is where you were. I've been looking for you.
You have.
I wanted to thank you for what you did. Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this little game of ours very interesting indeed. We should go to Heroes World. Oh, and let me give you this.
Can't with you. You in the dining hall. This has been now Hero wrote to get us all to meet up, right?
You remember what?
I'm trying to drink my coffee. Well, the penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
It's all clear now.
This makes it clear, right? This is a trap.
What is?
Things grow more exciting.
What are you talking about?
I've already repaid my debt.
Replayed?
Already repaid my debt. I don't owe you any more explanation.
Goodbye.
He's playing hard to get.
I'm so excited to go to the hero's room, but what's waiting for me there?
Byakuya.
No!
And a bed of rose petals.
On a bed of roses. Oh, na, na, na. Oh, na, na, na. Just as close as lay you down on a bed of roses. Thanks, Mom.
Byakuya's got a bunch of rose petals.
Thanks, Mom, for teaching me the song.
And chocolate dipped strawberries.
Okay,
he's
you know
ready.
what?
He's ready to fucking. Oh fuck. Man.
Store's unlocked?
Sakura's little portrait looks exactly like a hero's little portrait should look, also, as well.
I guess I can go inside. Byakuya did say to go look. It might not be a great idea if I'm gonna take the plunge.
He's waiting for you.
No, he is not.
There is a table.
We all have tables, dumbass!
Yeah, but this one's got a cloth on it.
You know what?
His candle. There's no candle. But imagine if there were.
You can't.
I mean, you can. You just choose not to.
It's blueprints for something, and some things made out of, it looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster.
Is this Robo Justice?
Is this Robo Justice?
Ensign Hero's room. But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more!
Blueprints.
Something about them bothers me. They aren't held together with mighty putty.
Oh, he has a dirty bathroom.
I feel like that note wasn't written by Hero.
Is there? It's an old bed.
Oh, what's this? Byakuya.
Oh my god.
Did she? Did that really scare
No,
you?
it did not. It's just like, bleh!
Okay.
Pair with that and the noise, it's just like, bleh!
Got big news! Big news!
What's wrong? We found Kyoko!
Whoa!
Is she okay? Where's my waifu? Wait, I wasn't done. There's more big news.
I need my
Robo
wife.
Justice showed up too.
I need my waifu and my husbando in the same room. Constantly.
Robo Justice?
Robo Justice!
It's Hero wearing the costume. Anyway, as soon as you can, head to the pool on the second floor.
We're gonna take a dip.
Okay, thank you for running for me.
Why are you all over there? You're so far away.
Kyoko and...
I mean...
Man, I had the worst day.
I felt that. Hero? Hero?
Yeah, duh. Who else would it be?
That's a good question.
Huh? What? Why do I look like this? Did someone come along and remodel me while I was sleeping? Was it the Illuminati?
Hi, waifu. How are you doing?
I found Hero.
I found Hero.
I found Hero.
He was jammed into the pool
He was
room
jammed
locker.
in the pool room locker.
It
It
looked
was like he was fast asleep.
So I kicked him and woke him
up.
up. Why are you reading her? What?
This is what annoys me.
She's my baby!
Don't be mean.
Still can't believe you kicked me. Kicked me.
Kicked me.
You could have been a little more gentle about it. Like, I don't know, caress my face or something.
That's creepy.
That's creepy. Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this? Where have you been all my life? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace.
There was something I had to check up on.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
What do you mean? I can't never mind!
Never mind.
I'm minding!
More importantly.
She says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know what people think she might be spying for the mastermind?
Yeah. First of all, Hero, you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that.
I mean...
I have no idea. I went to sleep naked and I woke up as a robot.
My life as a teenage robot?
Welcome to my life as a teenage robot.
Oh my god. 1 second I was asleep. Don't even know how that happened. Then I woke up and then I was
how
here.
You fell asleep?
I don't care. Do something about that costume. It pains me just to look at you.
You need to say it seductively.
No.
He has to speak seductively.
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Well, why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make this stupid friggin' thing! There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you could get it off on your own. You don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
It took everyone's help, but slowly we were able to get Winnie the Pooh out of the tree.
Oh my god!
It took a few minutes, but eventually we got all the pieces off. Free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty. We are free at last.
Isn't it kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hero? More to the point, nobody but Hero would be able to wear that costume.
Hold on a sec.
Honestly.
Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as well. In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made this costume. That's true. I saw the blueprints myself.
Yeah, me too.
Then it's obvious. The one who put this costume on and went around attacking everyone was Hero.
Terrible.
Shall we tie him up and gag him? Good idea. We won't want him killing anyone else. To tie me up? Hold on, guys. I think that's going a little far. He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment.
Oh, it's on Hulu.
Yeah, I mean, Attacking blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about. You can't talk your way out of this. It's been decided. You killed them.
Guys.
What? Killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about. There must be a fake hero running around. You're the only one who can wear this costume. So who else could have possibly be the costumed attacker?
Let's put this together for a second.
How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it out for yourself before you can convict me.
As mean as it is.
Fine, if you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will.
He is too stupid.
Without missing a bit, Hina started putting on the Robo Justice costume.
I think you meant beat.
Oh, look at her.
Oh,
See?
God.
See how loose it is?
Look at her face.
This is too sexual. We're gonna get banned from YouTube again.
Come on. I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing.
I'm telling you, it wasn't me!
And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's not a very nice thing to say. I mean, it's not like I made it. I just got caught up in the moment.
Well, either way, now we know for sure, right? I mean, it seems pretty clear that nobody but Hero could have fit into this dumb costume.
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again.
In a huff.
Well, now you're all out of excuses.
No, see, it's just because you're a girl. If it was another guy, then Makoto, go ahead.
But okay, against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried putting them on.
I want to see you wear it. Ow.
It's no good. The arms are too long. There's no way I can wear this. See, I told you it was impossible. Well, see, Hina and Makoto are both 5'3". You're like 5'9". You are absolutely right. It seems this costume was made to fit Hiro's body exactly.
Celeste, I do not trust you as far as I can throw.
But why not? But why not? Then
she is so much more talkative in this one than she has been before, and the more she's talking, the more she's lying.
Then there's another costume. They must have one that looks the same, but fits them. If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some evidence.
Evidence?
What the heck?
You claim there is another suit, yes? Then you must find it and show it to us.
What the heck?
Who cares? Hero's the only one without an alibi during this whole thing anyway. Which is how we knew it was him.
Is that really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Could someone, tell me?
What about Justice covered?
Looks like more and more like it really was a setup.
I certainly did not expect Hiro and Kyoko to turn up at the same time. But where has been Kyoko hiding all this time?
Where has been Kyoko?
Yes. I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Perhaps she was really working for the mastermind. What task would explain her questionable behavior?
But
You are quite protective of her, yes?
shut up! It's not like I like her or anything.
If I were the mastermind, that is exactly what I would do to earn your trust.
It's not like I like her or anything.
There's no talking your way out of this one. You did it! Everyone knows it!
What the heck?
Yo, tell me what's going on. How am I supposed to understand? I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right?
Oh, Hiro! Oh my god.
Who was it?
Well, 2 people were killed. Taka and Ifumi.
What? 2 people?
Why are you freaking out? You did it!
I did not! Wait, hold on. If those 2 are the ones that were killed, that's it! I know who did it!
You may as well tell us then.
Taka and Ufumi were fighting over alter ego, right? Which means alter ego and or Chihiro must have done it.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Huh? Unfortunate?
Stop trying to trick us. Just admit that you did it, okay?
I'm telling you, you got it all wrong. I know that note.
Note?
Note! Last night someone slipped a weird note under my door. Here's what it said. I found a hole. Maybe we can use it to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. The last thing I remember is going to the rec room, and then for some reason I fell asleep. The real killer probably drugged me or something. They probably just bashed you over the head.
Not a chance. No, hold on. You could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that.
Okay.
Really?
I told you, someone's trying to set me up. A secret passage, a chance to escape. Someone wrote all that and tricked me.
Even if that's true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you.
I am, damn it! Well, after being trapped here for so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? They preyed on my desire to get out of here. They deceived me.
I still don't buy it.
You should buy it!
Okay, then show us that note.
With pleasure. I have it right here in my pocket. So
Yeah, sure.
Please, you gotta believe me. I wouldn't hurt a fly.
As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Could you show us that note? I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, give us a reason.
What the heck? You serious? Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins.
Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it.
That's exactly what you were saying during the first class trial.
Why did you kill them? Tell us, hero!
No, it's like I said.
Was it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. You must be totally broke, and that's why.
Wait, that's a false accusation. Someone help me.
Just be thankful we haven't found and gagged you.
You have time to yell and carry on. You have time to search for your evidence.
My wayward son?
Yes. What? Oh, you're right. I need to look for the second suit in that note. If you don't fail me now!
I guess I better get back to guard duty. I was going to ask Genocide Jack to switch with me. But if she and Sakura got into a fight, we'd have a catastrophe on our hands. Bye.
One by one, everyone peeled away like a banana.
Do you have a second?
No.
I want you to help me with the investigation.
I gotta pee.
It looks like I got a late start on this one, so I need to make up some ground.
I miss late start.
Oh my god. You just brought me back.
Shit.
Fuck!
I don't mind helping, but can you promise me something? Later, when we have time, will you tell me why you disappeared?
No.
Also give me a hug.
Why is that?
No.
Damn it. Just want a hug.
To reject me so simply.
For my hug.
Anyway. I need your help. You don't mind, do you?
Okay. Can I have a hug though?
Shall we go?
And then shall we?
There needs to be more hugging in video.
Hey.
So Makoto, first I'd like to examine the corpses.
Examine the corpses. I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living.
Hey.
Wouldn't you agree?
How am I supposed to answer?
We have to
Anyway.
hurry before the class trial begins again.
Okay.
Okay then, show me where the bodies are.
Okay. They're in the suppository.
Alright, where's the stairs?
Where's the suppository?
There you are. Art room. Nope, that's no. Don't poke my ear.
I wasn't gonna poke. Hello.
Fumi, Taka.
For a moment, Kyoko seemed to get rigid. But only for a moment.
Well then, let's get started.
She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitating began poking and prodding the bodies.
I knew it.
If I was right, they were killed using similar weapons.
Her movements were so smooth. She was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable.
Makoto, I found something.
You did?
You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore on his left hand?
I don't.
Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much?
Yes. Anyway, so you said he had a watch.
Take a look.
So that watch.
It's broken.
Check out this neat watch.
You can see the hands are moving, right? It most likely broke when he
But
entered
these
the
hands.
silence. And if you notice, his hands are frozen at just past 6 o'clock.
So that would mean the watch was broken sometime after 6.
But last night,
That's
Taka's
right.
watch definitely wasn't broken.
Catch these hands. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know. Okay, right.
So if they
In
worked
other
at 10
words.
o'clock last night, it could have been broken at 6 p.m.
I think it must have happened at 6 this morning.
And that's not all.
However-
Look at Taka's left hand.
Wait,
He
did
appears to be
need
gripping
watch?
something.
How did nobody notice that?
I wanted to.
I wanted to look at his hand. That's her
Excuse
left
me.
hand.
I had shit in there. You
didn't know.
peasant.
Yeah?
Correct response. You can leave. Can you try and pry it out?
Me?
Because
Rigor
I don't
mortis.
want my fingerprints on this body.
Rigor mortis.
Rigor mortis has already set in. Boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right?
What?
As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold hand.
That seems sarcastic, Kyoko.
I wanted to check thoroughly the bodies, but no!
You can't unless you have detective waifu with you.
That's stupid!
Yeah.
Guy's cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating.
You're not Shuichi. You're not the ultimate detective.
After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from his tightly clenched fist.
You need the ultimate detective with you. When you are the ultimate detective, you can do whatever you want.
Was that all he had in his hand?
Yeah, that's it.
And this neat watch.
No! Read!
Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't that seem like much of a clue, does it?
I wonder about
is that right?
Let's check Fumi's
So
body
then.
now. Perhaps he's left us a few clues of his own.
Yep, or scrap of paper.
What's the big problem we have right now?
Can you stop with the play on
It
words?
is the biggest problem there is.
There we go. Much better.
This is how the killer was able to move Hifumi's massive corpse from the nurse's office where he was discovered to the suppository. All the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing. I just can't see how that was possible. Unless Sakura. No. It can't have been her.
It can't have been.
It can't have been. What?
Further, it seems that Hifumi died from a blow to the head. He was most likely good.
I mean, it could have been. She could have been. Who knows?
Oh, we needed to. Okay. I did worse than I expected, to be honest. Look at this.
There's a lot of paper.
Hifumi had it. That's right. Hidden on him.
Hidden?
He stuffed it in his pants.
Oh god.
So I can only assume he hid it on purpose, you see.
In his pants? Wait, so you...
It was just his pants, not like his socks or something.
I don't know what that means.
Let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto. Open it up.
Hold on, Kyoko. I've got things I want to talk to you about. It's a note.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't
so
tell.
This is the note that Hiro is talking about.
That sounds very familiar.
But not too familiar. But not too not familiar.
It's the same thing Hiro said. Then he was telling us the truth.
Although,
however,
it's not exactly the same, is it? Last night someone slipped a weird note under my door.
At 1 a.m. The times are different. Hiro told
us that the note said to meet him at 1 a.m. But the note they wrote to Hifumi has to meet at 6 a.m.
Hold on.
Is that right?
Just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him.
Huh?
Part of this has been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning here.
Some meaning to part of it being ripped? Could you maybe explain a little more?
Think carefully. Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly?
Why are you a detective tutor?
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something so important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer. And while you're at it, I should tell you one other thing. The two victims this time had definitely had their e-books on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out.
Thanks, I didn't think about that.
Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place.
So you're saying I don't have to think about the and books this time?
If you don't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was that they weren't used to help carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role.
What? I don't think I understand. Ding dong shling shlong.
Oh, is it trial time?
A body has been discovered.
Are you pumped? It's time for the class trial to begin!
Yep.
Like the bright burst of fireworks, like the flash of a soul clashing, and so, everyone, please make your way to the...
Welcome to my velvet room.
It would seem...
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself and come to the proper conclusion.
I thought she said paper conclusion. Yeah, you're right.
Well, we better get
Shall we go?
Okay. Later. I'll see you in court. Love.
Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door.
Hello.
As soon as we were all there...
Ah! Monokuma appears!
He's multiplied!
He multiplied!
Wrong.
Oh, nope! Not multiplication! It just looks that way because it's an illusion! I'm moving so fast it looks like I'm multiplied! Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma?
Can we just get on the elevator already?
We're not playing along! Along!
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you.
Okay, fine.
Hey!
Then, if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train or elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Okay,
Let's
shall
go.
we? Hold on! I'm not mentally prepared yet!
That's a mood. You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins.
I told you already, I didn't do it for serious!
That reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume or the note?
No, but...
How unfortunate. Then it would seem we would have our culprit. This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
Let's go down there first, and then the story can really begin.
A good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi Ataka get away with it.
No, you can let whoever killed Hifumi get away with it.
For everyone who's still alive! And for the two that lost their lives!
No, there was only one that mattered. Yeah, fuck him. He was sad.
The one who killed Hifumi Ataka, the one who killed two of our friends.
Killed one of our friends and another thing.
The one here.
They killed one of our friends and somebody else. The doors have closed. We're in a steel box of emotion. Okay, we've heard all this before.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm not sure. Okay.
When I see all of you gathered together like this,
The background's pretty, actually.
I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Only because of you!
Shut up.
Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What? What? You really hate me so much? But I'm so cute.
Come on.
Goofing around to begin the trial.
Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break.
You would.
I'd never hold out on you like
You
that.
would.
Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats.
You fucking would. Yes, please. For the love of God.
Shave your game. Lost in thought. Lost in tater tot.
Increases the time limit. Okay. Okay.
How many can we have active at a time?
There's no limit. It just can't go past 17, and we only have 3 so far, so it's fine.
Okay. T-R-I-N-L.
Let's begin with a basic if you can figure out, then I'll punish everyone now then. To begin with...
We already know who did it.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
I was also asleep.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Oh, hi, Jill.
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, The evidence is quite compelling.
It's too easy, and he's too
It points to you
stupid.
as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Is he really the killer, or anything else we have to make that clear?
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
I wasn't sure what none of meant.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second.
Everything we found in your room.
Shoot! Okay, so I aimed it wrong then.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough.
Jesus!
No, that's wrong.
I want a retrial.
This.
Are we sure Hero really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hero wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of
Maybe
them.
he was just trying harder.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hero's innocent as well.
Thanks, boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit?
Calm down,
Like
chocolate
Hero
pudding.
Was there really someone running
But her
around in
hair
a
looks
second
like
suit?
You're right.
A suspicious individual hidden within the suit.
I know she's Donut Girl, but
Go ahead,
her hair
Makoto.
looks like chocolate.
Tell them who it was.
Of course, he passes it off to me.
Yes.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I
It
got
was Hero in the suit.
Oh yeah, Hero was in the suit.
I can't think of anyone else it could have
But
been.
we don't have any evidence that the person in the suit
Obviously,
is the
he was
person
the
that
one in
killed
that
people.
particular
Yeah,
suit.
exactly.
And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
Shit.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
Thanks, boyfriend.
What? Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before
Pass
we
it
get
off
to
again.
that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless
dolly.
body.
Well, that we know.
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they
I just
were?
like to hear you talk. It's the doll.
I got it!
Still one more thing. Yeah.
I got it! They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room
more
when we
further
first
away.
found Taka's body there.
And I thought there were 3 things of tarp there.
But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken? Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Yes.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between
And he's a
the
large
repository
object.
and the art room.
No larger than Hifumi, but he's still very large.
Indeed, to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects me.
Ouch!
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
What now? Reloading. We're gonna have one more ingredient. Ammo count. What?
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it
How
wrong.
is this different from...
I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere.
What?
Well, do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch.
What?
refuse to give up yet.
Yes.
Okay.
So I just need to hit triangle every time, or
hit. Do the same thing you've been doing before. Just hit square between the shots.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you.
Square.
You miserable wretch.
Shoot.
I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. I cannot agree.
Triangle, I think.
This should prove it.
Yeah, there we go.
sorry. I was saying square and triangle only the entire time.
You're asking for proof that the dolly moved. I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Does Celeste really hate me that much?
No, she's just being defensive.
Anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then...
Why is there a killer robot?
What robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
But I'll leave it to Makoto.
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
Booger boobs.
Oh yeah, because he couldn't bend down.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and
There's
wheeled
no
it
way
off,
because you can...
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
No!
Then you can push the dolly, no problem. So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
Sorry, I don't think I realize anything.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room, and from there...
Yeah, the car then loaded it on...
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a hand...
Well, yeah, but even with all you'd have to do is bend over.
Bend over.
No, he's wrong.
All you have to do is bend over.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
Yeah, you even said it.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it.
Okay, so eat my butt.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't.
Don't worry about it.
Well, what's to
Don't
stop
worry about
you
it.
from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity.
Roll me a
to go about
dexterity
riding the
saving
body.
throw.
Well, I mean,
It's a 10.
isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
You can't take it off by yourself.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
It's extremely rigid. There's no fucking way.
Neighbor sends Pokemon apology cake after calling the cops.
Aww. Oh my goodness.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's
Guys, he's too
really
Hina.
that Robo-Justice couldn't have
Hina,
used the
accept
dolly?
it, please.
To be clear,
Hina
whoever
needs a
did move the body,
Yeah,
it
she
couldn't
needs
have
a
been
donut. She's
Hero
not
in the
baby,
robot
clearly.
suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
No.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo-Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides,
How do you explain
remember
how
what the
you
now
were so
deceased
content to
Hifumi
sit by
said?
and watch all these other times? And now you're so adamant that it was Hero who did. How do you explain that?
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt. Yeah.
Hina, no,
That's
baby,
gotta be
no.
right.
Hold on a second.
Listen, she's not
Still
the
far
brightest
too
one.
early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility?
Yes, waifu.
Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning.
Love those.
Maybe we'll uncover something new.
They're good.
What a pain in the ass!
Not wrong.
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to
never
find out
noticed that
where the heck
Sakura's
Kyoko
eyes are
was when
glowing.
everything went down.
All
She's
right,
got
then.
such
Let's
power.
take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
Marley and
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi.
Robo-Justice.
We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that...
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I
After
did.
you were done moving Taka's body.
And then... At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us, and she told us something very surprising. We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again. But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository.
I won't say more.
Which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
How everything happened.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Monokuma found on the screen.
So,
There's a 3rd. Oh wait, oh.
regarding
I thought it meant 3 files altogether. I'm sorry. On to this.
Taka's death.
Okay, let me actually read it real quick.
It just says they were killed by a blow to the head. That's pretty much it.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed
Do we?
in. Taka came last.
Are you sure?
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after. So, regarding Taka, I wonder if or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
I think it's. Does that do with what Hina said?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Maybe.
So,
I think they were killed with the
we
same
already
hand.
know what order they were killed in.
Shit.
Taka came last.
The order or the number?
The number.
Say that.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
No? Sorry.
Shoot. So, regarding, I wonder if or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in.
Stop interrupting me!
What else was said?
The Justice Hammer 3 and Justice...
Regarding, I wonder if
hit it with
perhaps it was. We
Justice
already know
Hammer
what
3.
order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that he while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after. So, I wonder if or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers. Shoot. So, regarding Taka's, I wonder if or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in.
What the fuck?
It might have to do with
Shoot. The lie?
No, the, flashback thing.
So,
Oh,
regarding
shit.
Taka's death,
Hit
I wonder
hit
if he
the,
died before Hifumi.
Okay,
hit the number, do the flashback on the numbering of the Justice Hammers and hit...
Hold down triangle,
what-
okay.
yeah, hold down triangle on numbering of the
Or
Justice
perhaps it was
Hammers
after.
and
We
hit
already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's
I don't like
true that
this
Hifumi was
function.
killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a
See? So it's obvious Taka came after. So, regarding, I wonder if or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after. So, I wonder if or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in. No, it's wrong.
Yeah, I just missed.
No, I knew you had missed. I just still wasn't sure that was
Hold on.
it.
There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi?
Yes, boyfriend.
Okay then, let's see the proof.
I don't have it.
The note. What?
Hit I.
Triangle? Wrist.
Wristwatch.
Shit. Let me see.
Now I understand. I got it. Papa's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night, so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before.
Yes, that's the point.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe. When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body. That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something. Then
Remember
later
what
on.
you said about
If that's true, where's the tape?
remember what you said about one of them still being alive? Otherwise, why didn't 2 of the announcements go off at the same time?
Yeah, I was thinking that Hifumi, well, we know Hifumi was still alive.
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream.
How many
Since
people
all
were
of
in
us
the
were
room
there together, clearly
the
none of
room
us
when
could have
Hifumi
killed
was
him.
in?
And it does not stop there.
Because we know for sure there was
also
3
the
for
moment when we
Taka.
discovered his body had disappeared. When his body
When
vanished from the
Hifumi
nurse's office.
disappeared?
When we found him in
and
the
I
nurse's
were in the
office,
bathroom
how
together,
many people
while
were there?
everyone
Because you
else
have to
was in
have
the
3
equipment room,
people there
correct?
for an announcement too.
I'm pretty
And
sure there
then
were
there's
3
the
for
disappearance of
both.
Taka's body from the equipment room.
Then it's just a matter of time
At that time,
that
we were
everyone's
all
gathered.
gathered together in the nurse's office because of
But,
Hifumi going missing.
He
Well, don't forget,
Monokuma
passed out
did
in
the
the equipment
announcement a
room the whole
second time when Hifumi had
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did
actually
it?
died.
She could
Yeah,
have dragged
exactly.
Taka's body out of there
He
right
said
Even if
it's
she
not a
could
matter
pull
of
it
how
off,
many people.
There's no
because
way she could have done the same with
the
Hifumi's body.
criteria was met when
Because,
we found
as we just established,
That time,
she
no.
was passed out in the equipment room when his body
that
disappeared.
mouth do, though?
Stop it.
I didn't do
Them
either of
sharp
them
teeth
anyway.
though.
Them sharp teeth, though.
In other words,
Some people
it is
are.
impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or
later.
moved either of their bodies.
I was just saying.
On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
Yeah, I was not paying attention.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about
Up
how.
till now,
In particular,
the next
I
step
think we need to
was
figure
a
out how
question
Hifumi's body
of
got
how.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing.
Like touch her nose.
And according to what Celeste said,
You do realize you spelled nose wrong.
He doesn't know.
his body apparently disappeared.
Do you not know how to spell?
No, he knows how to spell. He doesn't know
No,
how to
with
type.
that, I don't think he knows how to spell.
No, he doesn't know how to
Much
type.
weight from the first floor up to the
God damn
third
it.
in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
The dead body moved on its own?
Hifumi moved himself.
No, not another.
Hi, Scoop. No, hi, Shaggy.
Anything to do with the occult.
He's fucking
I
Shaggy.
think what she's implying is we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
I can shred.
Alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's
he
office, but simply walked
Like a
out on his
stupid
own?
idiot without a
But I mean,
brain.
we found
Because
his
his
body.
brain.
He was dead.
Yeah.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That
no.
is it possible?
No. What can I spawn? Be careful, you only
Saying
have
that
one
when we
heart left.
first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually
Buttons
still
do
alive.
what?
You got it. I got it.
No, just tell me which buttons do it.
Hifumi
The
was
X
dead.
gets rubbed the
Without
paint.
a doubt.
And you know that how?
Uh-huh.
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement
It's been a
along
while
with the
since I
rest
did
of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Normally, what I would do is check for a person's breath.
Along with the rest of us,
Or pulse.
Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Nope.
Oh, we're dead.
Shoot!
Alright then. What you would do in a time like this is hit circle and wait for it all to pass.
I refuse to give up yet!
Do you want to continue?
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead,
Is it what
without a doubt.
Celeste said?
And you know that
For the
how?
end?
Surely you
I
heard
think
the
I need
body
to
discovery
hit
announcement along with the rest of
Hold
us.
triangle on
Hifumi's dead
what
body
Kyoko
had been
says.
found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a
Triangle.
chance he was actually still alive?
No, the bullet time button.
It is
Sort of.
impossible.
Oh, the stripper
Hifumi was
trigger.
dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
God love
Surely
them
you heard the body
double barrel
discovery
guns.
announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
remember this drive? Yeah.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered
Please,
his
no
body.
spoilers. He does not know who did it.
But that was also the same time that
he has a
Taka's
pretty
body
good
was
idea.
found.
That's right.
No spoilers.
It wasn't
in
long
chat,
after
please.
finding his body that we heard the
Otherwise,
announcement.
We will block Simon.
So there's a good chance we made a mistake in there somewhere.
Because he likes to spoil shit.
Yeah, but if he's not the one who did
announcement
it.
was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Thank you, Arabella.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and
Yeah,
rolled
he
them
doesn't
together
know.
into one.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
I thought you had.
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into
Why?
too much
Nah, he hasn't
detail,
played all of
but
the
what
lead
I
track.
can say about the body discovery announcement is
Okay,
that
that's fair.
it's only broadcast.
So you just
when
sent
more people
Celeste
find
then?
a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
I've played while
He
I'm
said
playing
it's only
V3. I've
broadcast
watched
when a body
all
is
of
discovered
V3
for the
the most
first
part.
time, which means
First I'm playing the first one, but I know who
even
did
if
it.
we find the same
Not
body
played the
again
second
later,
one yet.
he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why
Who
was
else
the
are your
announcement
interests in
made
this
again
game,
later
Simon?
on?
Huh? Later on?
Do you sip Genocide Jill?
Discovery announcement
I mean,
twice.
he was talking about what that tongue did.
Jill indeed.
Jill indeed. Okay.
The first one.
I got it! I heard it a second time in the repository when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
Hello, Germac.
Hello, hello.
Oh, really? Alright,
Weird at the time. But it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have
Yeah.
And in reality,
Okay.
when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
By the way, I
So
sent you
when we
flowers,
found
Davey.
Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead
Is that Eric?
yet. Meaning he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Well, it's a Jill.
Hey, hi Eric. Thank you. I asked him to send me
That is the worst
rose
logic
on
I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
Shut up!
There has to be proof that Joseph Looney was still alive. I have to find it.
Make my argument.
You have the glasses. Because he had to see where he was
Here's
going.
one thing
Yeah,
to do.
we found the
The first
handkerchief
time
in
we
the
found
nurse's
Hifumi's
office
body was
trash
in the
can.
nurse's
Yep.
office. And
Yeah.
then,
I gave up on
while
this
me and
anime
Celeste
series
were in the
like 4 episodes.
bathroom,
Well,
I bet the anime is much worse than the
And
game.
the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
a lot of people say the anime
but
is
when you
great, but I was
compare
just
his
like, what?
body before being
The
moved
game-
and his body after
I
being
cannot
moved,
see how that could be true.
In
other
this
than
case,
the change in how it
no.
was positioned, there was no notable difference.
No, it's wrong.
Got it when I was half paying attention.
In fact,
I
there was
am
one
an
clear
ace
difference
detective.
between Hifumi and the nurse's office and the repository.
I'm so glad that this flashback thing is not in V3. I'm so fucking happy.
That fact
I
alone
don't
proves
hate
that he
it,
was
but-
only
I
playing
hate
dead
it.
in the beginning.
I got you 20 pink roses.
Oh shit.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
That's more than I needed, but thank you.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office,
Just in case
his
if there's
glasses were covered
another
with
DIY
blood.
project we need to do. If there's a
But when
flashback
we found him again
scene,
later in the
hit
repository,
circle to skip through all that.
they were spotless.
Well, this isn't it, but
And I found the
No, I
item
meant,
he
like,
used to
if
wipe
it's
them
just
clean
black
in
and
the
white.
nurse's office trash can.
There it is. Oh, the triangle. It's confusing. I know.
Japanese games are so weird.
I know.
It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera,
The
right?
same one that Hifumi is constantly jacking
And
off.
whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
What? You're gonna look at me and tell me that I'm wrong?
From Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt
Dude, I haven't
anyone
played
but
an RPG
Hifumi would have
forever, so
brought
Final
something like
Fantasy VII
this to
was
school.
confusing as fuck.
I bet. I need to
I
get
see your
around.
point.
I need to get
And
that
the
game.
only people here who wear glasses are...
I need to get more into
I
Final
wouldn't be
Fantasy.
caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
Because the only experience I've had is
A
just
few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
by watching some scenes.
Most of
13, 2, and Lightning Returns.
Most of the 3D Final Fantasies are on the Switch.
So what you're saying is...
Like 7.
What I'm saying is, the blood on his
2.
glasses was wiped away
Pirates
using his own
have 10
glasses
and 10
cleaning
to
cloth.
purchase on the PS4.
Some
Even if that is true,
Some
he does
spin-off
not mean
of
he
12,
wiped
I
the
think.
blood off
Just an
himself.
external hard drive
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses
to
other than the
hold
glasses
on to
owner?
games.
I have heard that
That's a good point.
from a source that I kind of trust. The 10 is
So let's assume that
probably
Hifumi
the
was
best
still
one to
alive in the
start
nurse's
with if you're
office.
trying to get into the series.
He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone,
I'm just a
he
complete,
wipes his
I'm
glasses
just,
clean so
I'm
he
too
can
proud
see.
to lose in a game
Then
of
he
football.
stands up
That's why I said
and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of
Triangle
moving
is the
his
arrow
copious
pointing
corpse
across. This is
becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then,
Yeah, we
if he
experienced
was
that in the
just
demo.
pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
We experienced that in the demo, and that was
The fridge
that
in
was
the nurse's
fine.
office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
Thank you.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere.
I love you, Jill.
But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses
Yeah,
off
it
when
was
he
a
done.
nuisance.
What an idiot!
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have
was
moved Taka's
Hifumi.
corpse.
Sock.
It's Taka himself.
No.
My God!
If that were
Could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository.
The suppository.
But when we got there,
You took Taka's
the door
body.
was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when
And when
Hina
I
and
tried to go
Sakura
in,
got to the
someone was still in
repository,
there.
someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing
Celeste
Taka's
called
body
out for
there.
it, so she
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body
she
to the
killed
repository.
Hifumi and then
How would be so adorable?
Hifumi wasn't just another victim.
Hina is a delight.
Assailants.
She's not all that smart, but she's a delight at times.
Yeah. And her hair looks like chocolate pudding.
And she's obsessed with donuts.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Hero.
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
No, not that one.
Mr. Spooky Face. Would it be this one or this one? Probably this one.
Yeah, that one. Because he tried to steal it back.
It was in
You're
his
talking
pants.
about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
Kyoko touched his wiener.
In his pants?
Kyoko touched Hifumi's wiener.
Okay, well,
His dead wiener.
Okay, forget about the
take a look
pants.
at what the note says.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
Kyoko touched Hifumi's wiener.
That's the note I was telling you about.
Yeah, but you
the
said
one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait. This
Oh,
one's
you're smart enough to figure that one out?
In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another
Also,
person
can we
besides
compare it
Hiro.
up?
And that person could only have been...
Taka.
Can we compare the Hifumi's pants?
I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Compare the handwriting.
Hello, over here! Objection!
The
Objection!
handwriting
I don't really
looks
understand
the
what's
same.
going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Oh my god.
Let's be clear. TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right? Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still. I can't let her get to me.
Make your argument. Oh god.
Broken wristwatch?
Open with
Huffy
what?
had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said.
No!
What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
The broken wristwatch.
I
know.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
Your nickname's
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Yeah, no, I did the same thing.
No, that's wrong.
No, there absolutely is
You're
a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Oh yeah, that's okay.
Which is where Taka
I
was
glossed
killed.
over that. Wow.
I see.
So, Taka
Hero
was
said
murdered at
rec
both
room
the
and this
time
one
and
said
place
equipment room.
written in
Son
the
of a
note.
bitch.
I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Excuse me, his name is TikTok.
Well, when you put it like
But the
that.
fighter don't stop.
No further objections!
Thank you, Jill. We love you.
Someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely. Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead,
Because of the red
show us.
part of the note.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap
Kyoko touch your phone.
and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from its death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa.
Take it easy, man.
After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
Sorry, no.
Sorry, but no.
When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository, so he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Sorry, it could be anyone!
Me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Walrus, hey!
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something
you
that's
call
been
her
bothering me
walrus?
even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right?
There's the second
So if
one
Hifumi was
that
killed
was
in the
left in the
repository,
game room.
the culprit
And
would
where
have had to
was the
grab
game
one of
room?
the hammers, kill Hifumi,
On the third floor, right?
then put the hammer back where they found it.
It would be easier
wouldn't that
to
be
get to the
seriously
art room
risky for him?
from the game room rather than
I'm surprised.
the
It
equipment
seems
room.
there's some semblance of a brain
Away
knocking
from
around that
people's
skull
line
of
of
yours
sight
after
a
all.
good chunk of the time.
Was the hammer still?
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
He's right,
You
though.
mean the equipment room?
I don't
Because
understand
there's
it either.
the hammer in the
The
nurse's office and
Monokuma
the
file
equipment room
makes
and the
it
game
clear
room.
that they were killed using
And then there was
similar
leftover
instruments.
hammers.
I mean,
Oh
we're-
wait, shit, you're right.
If
You're
the
right.
hammers were already laying around those
There was
other
one hammer that was
rooms.
wet.
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either
There
of
were
the
hammers in the room, you silly doofus.
Personally, I haven't a clue.
You know.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste?
Okay.
Number 1 or number 2?
You're smarter
Those
than
were
this.
accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one
Long-
is big enough to kill
Long
someone.
games like this with a lot of talking have a habit of changing people's archetypes in the middle of them.
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
Notice how we didn't find out about her obsession
I don't
with
think it is
donuts
possible. They were
till
both
about
killed
like
with the same
halfway
kind of
through the
thing,
game.
right?
That's about the minute she became an
So
airhead.
then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
It happened in Persona 5 too, like about midway through the game. Once there's too many characters to keep track of, Ryuji just becomes a dumbass. Like, he's never super smart, but he becomes a super dolt about midway through.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
No. I want to guess what Sakura said very first thing.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3?
Shoot! Alright, wait.
Let's listen to everything before we start shooting.
We got two options
What
on
was
the way.
used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer?
Or maybe Justice Hammer 4.
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it? Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info! Shoot!
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer?
Maybe Justice. Well, there's one. How was the culprit? How did nobody... Sounds like a Justice Hammer! Check out murdergear.com!
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
Jesus.
No, it's wrong.
There's so many things that sound like the same thing the whole time.
The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely
That would
different.
also contradict what Jill said. I'm calling bullshit.
Seriously?
I know.
Different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean. And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small
One was
ones,
because my head.
and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma Files note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Oh!
Hold on a moment. I still
Let me
think it's
confirm this.
strange
Hold
to
on.
assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping
Okay, that's
someone
what I
else
was
carry out
getting
a murder.
this information, but whatever.
So
She's
the
also
idea
Cornelia
that
from
anyone
Three
would work
Houses.
together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
That's interesting.
She says okay. Oh. Oh, wait a minute, never
Based on the
mind.
rules that have been laid
That's
out in
correct.
us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that
That's
have
the
been
only
laid out
option
to
I
us,
can upgrade this policy.
even if more than one, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible.
That is how the rule was explained.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Based on the rules that have been, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that...
No, it's wrong. Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward.
Okay, boy, you're
The
smart.
payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to
Oh,
you.
is there?
However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon
Because
used
there's a
in each
rule
crime,
where
disappearing
if two
bodies.
murders happen,
By creating one
supposedly
single
by
set of
two separate
circumstances,
people, you only
they
have
made
to
it
figure
look
out
like one person
whoever
was
did the
behind it all.
first one, the other one
The
escaped scot-free.
mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go
I
along
don't
with their
think
plan.
that would apply in this case since one of the
And
murders.
then to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply
I don't think it
killed
matters.
their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful! How could anyone be
You
so
still
cruel?
have to figure out who
So,
the weapon
I can't
is,
help but
whether
admire
they're
it.
alive or not.
Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
But she is the mastermind behind both murders.
She's almost too amazing.
I don't like her or anything.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now!
Oh, is it gonna make us decide? Put the finger on Celeste!
What? No.
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious
Yeah, you've been
individual now.
You've
I've been
literally-
suspicious this entire fucking time.
You've been the suspicious individual since before anybody was dead.
So what you are saying then?
Like the entire
is
time
I
that you were here.
specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
Yeah, but like at the beginning of
The idea that I
this
would choose to
chapter
spend
when we
any
found
amount of
out
time
that she
interacting with him.
is super good at lying.
Oh my god, that face.
Of that shit brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot.
There it is.
Her accent.
Pardon-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only
Master
to
and
the two of you.
servant.
Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
The screaming? Yeah, the screaming. Wait, no?
Shoot.
I embarrass myself all the time. So the countering the suspicious individual.
I got it. The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it?
No, that's
The
wrong.
only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were
Disqualified.
Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that
I hate
Hifumi
him
was
so
one of the
much.
culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
But he's our boyfriend.
I still hate him.
Exactly.
Everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said? We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor.
Did you want us to work out that bad?
And when we'd
Also,
all
it's
come
pretty
to see
easy
what
to
was
see
wrong,
that she
what
was
was
the
it
one
she said?
orchestrating that wild goose chase.
Yeah, exactly, but it's just like...
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
It's time to get to work. It's time
It
to
was to
solve
get
the
us to
mystery.
divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up. Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
In the great circle of life.
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor. Everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange
Shut up,
thing.
the adults are talking.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
I was not expecting this.
I did not imagine a film would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
Not a trace of doubt in my
I
mind.
don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste
Where
took me
was
to
she?
the bathroom. Wait, then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
Like a puzzle.
Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but
Makoto.
looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Oh!
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's
Yeah, why
body
did
in
she
the
say
equipment
guys?
Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah,
I see what you're talking about.
I used that as a gender-neutral term. I completely overlooked it.
Well,
Celeste,
it's not just that, but that also could have been a rough translation.
Yeah.
If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
This game is no stranger to rough translation. Make your argument.
All I said was... They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said was... They must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be positively... We are all going to die. We are going to die. Just like those guys. And that is all I...
And that's all it takes to... What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
All I said, they must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around. They must be positively... We are all going to die here. We are going to die. Just like those guys died.
No, that's wrong. That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after
Don't
we
need to
were
hear
all out in
bullshit
the
when
hall.
she's not saying anything.
There was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys?
Check yourself.
Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Thank you.
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you
You're a
about the
pathological
suspicious
liar.
person I saw. Then what about the picture I
You're a
took?
worse liar than Kokichi.
Also, the motive we have is money.
Yeah, and you're a gambler!
Dragging Hifumi away.
It has to be some kind of setup, right?
You're a worse
So let's
liar
put the
than
suit on,
Kokichi.
and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations
Hero
than the one
probably wasn't
you've
in
offered
there.
up.
So they just built up all the pieces
There is
and
no other explanation.
pretended. Because why else would he be holding it carefully? Oh, dancing. This is the first one.
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That too.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther.
That's all.
If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Poor boy.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Blueprints? Or the message? Wait.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Because of the blueprints, then he can't bend. He would have to stand up straight.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Shoot! You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, if the person is there's no way they're gonna fortune tell.
No way!
Or is it just the
Dressed me up
Robo
in that
Justice
suit after I
itself?
passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing if the person inside the suit was unconscious. There's no way they could stand up straight like that.
What were the other options one more time?
You dressed me up in that
The
suit
costume,
after
there we
I
go.
passed out.
Sorry.
Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that. No, it's wrong.
I'm hoping someday.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that.
Damn it. Next Saturday.
Because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
They're just really proud of this art, I think.
I'm also proud of his face.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate? Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate? Celeste? Clearly! You want to cram me into your little guilty box? Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
He told him to say that.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hakakure!
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Permission to
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
Last names.
I got it!
Yeah!
That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. there's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser
Yes.
to you? Well...
Yes!
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste is losing it. The handbook.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something.
There you go.
He wanted us to know the killer's last name. Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name.
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is... Celestia Ludenberg! God damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me...
No, it's wrong. That's it. The handbook.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
Bye.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy.
Okay, then you did it.
Refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened?
Just
tell us.
Wait till the second game.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because
of the wonderful thing she does.
Until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then.
Yay, comic
Let
book
me settle
time.
it. Let me go over the
Comic
case
book
again
time.
from the beginning and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
We have one heart left, so let's be careful, huh?
We can't fuck up.
Alright, so... let's look at the question.
Oh yeah. What do I pick for that?
X? Was it seduction?
It's definitely that.
No. I think the first picture of me is it.
Do you have descriptions for these pictures?
No. Which changes in the third game at least. That one.
I don't think so. That's...
Go over to the right real quick.
It's this one.
Yep. One. Go over to the...
Learn how to read it.
It's off.
It's one.
I don't know.
Ignore him and look at the question.
Go back to bed. Go to bed.
Why is it like that killer song first? Yeah.
Well, judging by the other pictures, one can only assume.
The hammer. I think. Go over further to the right. Okay. Chips.
Was it hammer one?
It has to be.
Because hammer one was by Celeste up in the red room.
No, there was only 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, it would be 2.
Yeah, it would have to be 2 then. Because that was still left in the game room.
Rules.
But you've got 4
The unlabeled one.
This one's not. Yeah, that's the one that killed her family.
Question.
Just a hammer that was used to kill Taka. What number was it?
4.
4. In the library, Hifumi used something to figure the existence of the shadowy criminal.
There's some more over.
What would it be?
Further to the left.
That's him pushing Taka.
Let's leave that one blank. Leave it blank for now.
Oh, which
30.
justice hammer was in there? I said Moose is off. If anyone used something.
Oh my god. And then last hammer. So then. Could it have been the poster? Because of what he was wiping his face with?
I don't think so, no.
In the library, he thought we used something.
The camera. Because it was. Also, it's you have one that has the criminal with the camera.
Yeah, but I don't feel like that fits in.
Nothing else fits though.
That's very evident.
No, the poster and the chocolate ball are irrelevant in this case.
No, I mean in these two pictures
Yeah, I just don't feel like this fits with what's happening though. We'll see what happens and we'll die if we don't.
And then triangle to reenact the scene.
Here's exactly what happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
Going well.
Oh my god.
That someone
Look
they
at the
met
bottom
with
left.
was Hero. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. I refuse to give up yet.
Oh, that's nice that they gave him that help. So the point of death is...
That's a good question.
Alright.
We do have to start this whole damn
That's
thing.
fine, I don't mind this part actually.
So let's,
not one. Nope.
No, not one.
Oh, sorry.
Heroes in the other one. 1 o'clock.
It says it's big enough, it says 1. I'm ignoring you.
I mean, that's the correct answer. Just leave. That is also the correct answer. So let's do was check in. I got $25.
You got $25? Oh my god.
Would that actually be the camera for taking the picture? I think that would be her taking the picture. Yeah, because there's the splash right there.
I'm leaving that one blank.
Yeah, that one I just don't know about.
Okay now. Thank you. Okay, can we just take a moment real quick?
Yeah, it's very good.
In the library.
Oh,
What?
Justice Hammer 2.
Use Justice Hammer 2, yeah.
Because he was in the library.
Oh
when you
shit,
first
yeah!
found him.
It was in the second. Okay.
It's been so long. It's been 300 years.
I gotta make sure I didn't leave anything blank, did I?
No, you didn't. We're good.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
The killer is you!
The killer is
Before anything.
you.
See how real Godzilla.
First, that's someone they murderous. They drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
Took some sexy photos.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker.
Still in the suit?
Yeah, he was still in the suit, and once
then
they were
finally,
done with him, they stuffed
6
him into
a.m.,
the pool.
they moved into the
gym
murder
locker.
phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
I wonder if this...
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first
Because
fake
if
incident was the
the
attack
rule
in the
of
Red Room.
whoever murdered who first, then it would be
The killers
Hifumi.
wanted us to see
But if
Justice
it's not
Hammer
the
once,
case,
and the Robo Justice
then
pictures
that's
they
cleared
did,
up in the third game at least.
they wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story.
So I wonder what Monica was
The
ruling
second fake
is
incident
that.
was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these two incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds. That the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository.
It's an everyday.
That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Now he...
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
Full counter.
Lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually...
What's your real name?
No, Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Oh, good. She dropped the fucking vampire.
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Yay. Hey.
Just add another 1 in there and it would be great.
Ooh, steak sauce?
No. And then switch around the 7 and the 3. Throw back to the first one.
Now you get a free sample.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end. isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We don't have the right to vote in this game.
Okay, okay. If you would, please
So that's
locate
why
your
the rules
lever
didn't
and
matter.
cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
It's definitely Junko.
Yeah.
It's always Junko.
It's a killing game.
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct.
The blackened this time, the true killer who devised this whole stinking scheme was Celestial Ludenberg!
Or, more precisely, Teiko Yashihiro!
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations. So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder.
Yes, he would have. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying.
My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree. Then did you use... You know? I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into.
Did she mean... Is she talking about alter ego? I mean, yeah.
Say what?
What? What? What are you talking about?
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here.
No, there's no oops.
No.
I'm totally out of the loop, as usual, Hassan.
Then you're the one that stole it? That's right. And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with? I did. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
What are you doing here?
I was hoping I could talk to you, alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
It was Taka.
Are you okay with
He
this?
stole it.
What?
And I have proof.
So then...
Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken, you know what, to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him! But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
Please forgive
As
me.
for me...
He threatened me.
Did?
He came to my
As for
room last
me-
night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I do not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
That's a crime! An absolute crime! I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but I never imagined he would go that far!
It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was.
I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him! I'm going to fucking kill him!
Wait, please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Huh?
Taka is planning to use her to escape, and he has made you his target.
Escape? What? You don't mean...
Taka is going to try and kill you.
What?
And also he can keep her to himself.
Bastard. Bastard, bastard, bastard!
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts?
Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear I will save her!
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan.
Huh?
I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Ifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love. Even a love as twisted as that can still drive people mad.
That's the power of love! Disgust me.
Or that's just the drug still in.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
Yeah.
Indeed.
It was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
So why'd you decide to make me the suspect?
Because you're stupid.
But that's why nobody thought that it was me.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. Well, when you were explaining your plan to Ifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead?
What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after assuming you actually let him live?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there is to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it.
It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical.
I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death. So you had planned to kill him all along. But of course, there would have been no point to my plan if one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself. How can human lives mean so little to you? That is a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike. Then what made you take things this far? Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape.
But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
Obviously that was a lie! I couldn't take it! I hated it from day one! More than anyone else in here! I wanted to get out! Every day was fresh torture! And do you want to know why? Huh? Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would mean for nothing less than giving up on my dream forever. And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing. And it was all for that dream.
And
What was this dream of yours?
To live in a
Isn't it
European castle.
Boom, 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 boom.
To gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers slash bodyguards.
Harem, harem, harem.
It'd be a reverse harem. A
Harem
reverse
works-
harem
harem
is
works
one
each
girl surrounded by multiple guys.
Well, that's heteronormative.
Well, wasn't it explained in Oron? Is by
It
the
could-
by
It could still be heteronormative.
It's Japan.
It's I was going to make them dress up like
I.e.
vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
So you were gonna play Vampire the Masquerade.
Yes.
Yeah. Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about.
Is it?
Vampire sex.
Combined with my own learnings, Monaco's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
I was on the edge of the edge.
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I? You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your old friends for it? Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing. That's
you
all there is to
understand?
me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding. That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die?
Where am I?
Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious.
And that's why you're not scared?
That's right.
Yes,
I don't fear
indeed.
death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice then,
Isn't it
I
wonderful?
think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Just get executed again?
Yes, but now I have
That's fair.
Celeste smiled then, and when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. At that weak fake smile is what betrayed her.
Thrills, chills, kills!
You all done? Okay then, let's get rolling! The Blackened disturbed the peace and must pay the price!
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment
For her! The ultimate gambler!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Bum-ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum.
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Okay, bye.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hello?
I get it. Yep, I get it. Burn in hell, Celeste.
spiders growing everywhere but on her. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It had to be extra.
Of course.
Of course.
You missed.
Good job, Monokuma.
Got it.
Got him. It's over.
Shut up.
The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but
Were they both your friends?
I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too.
Did you?
But for him to just come along and...
Isn't it just awful?
And then there were 7.
Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die. You guys are still young! You need to place more value on your lives!
What are you gonna do?
And here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
What do you care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
I mean, that's the point.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is. But the reality just can't be avoided.
Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you going to make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
Yes.
God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give me the rest. Give it a rest already. So, anyway. Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste? So,
Hey!
what's the deal with that? Huh? What's the matter?
I'll answer
So
your
then.
question if you answer mine. What did you do? What did you do to me?
What?
Ooh.
Answer me.
Hey.
What did you do to my body?
Ooh, oh man, oh jeez, oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it.
What was that just then? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Okay, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's about time we get out of here. Meanwhile, you guys can go enjoy your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
Thanks.
See ya.
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair, there was one small hope.
Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you?
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers. What? Then that means...
Celeste probably hid it in there.
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well, then we better go check. Good idea.
Indeed.
We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, approached. Kyoko looked back at us
A
and
poached
said,
egg.
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What exactly are you going alone? Sorry, why exactly are you going alone?
Do you even have to ask?
Yes?
As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still a risk of a spy, you know.
Then I'll go too.
You?
What?
Please let me go.
Standing here arguing is just gonna draw more attention to us. Whatever you want.
Thank you, Byakuya. Then it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay?
Huh? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Yes.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. Oh my god! I try to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Yeah. Oh my god.
So
we
then.
need to get to that locker. Kyoko took the key. Lone wolves, stop it! Kyoko took the key that Celeste had given her and locked the locker. As the locker swung open, we saw Baby! Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's nighttime.
It's safe, thank goodness. I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. And I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please just wait a while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but...
Can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school?
Is that why you wanted to come here with me? Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now.
I don't need to know. That just makes me even more worried.
Worried? What?
Like, what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared, and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that...
It's indeed natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too.
No. I believe in you.
You believe in me?
Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I wanted you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends.
I understand. Then
it's true.
Maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more.
Then...
Fine.
That's fine.
I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see?
I've been pooping.
What I heard from Kyoko then was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes. So I waited for the nightmare to come.
The
nighttime to come. When it did, I went into action.
I sprung into action.
Correct. The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back. She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this?
I don't know, me.
Boys' bathroom, right?
That's a boys' bathroom.
No, it's a girl!
A girl! The storage room is the last stop.
It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about, could it really be hidden here? Lean back. Placed my hand on the back of the storage closet, and suddenly, as if I were being yanked in.
What?
Kasunk! At the same time as I heard the sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on.
What's going on?
I had fallen through the back of the storage closet.
Huh.
Turned out, the back wall was like a revolving door, and I made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko had said. In the boys' bathroom, there's a secret room.
So this is the secret room. But what's in here? crumpled up papers.
There's a bunch of files and like volume after volume of yearbooks.
Ew.
They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry. This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Someone been looking at it recently? Slipped the file.
I wonder who that could be.
But before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file and I turned my attention to it.
You must not leave.
It's kind of weird. I don't understand if it said like I can't leave but you must not leave. What is this? My head feels funny. Strange sensation.
Oh no,
it's like deja vu.
You're dying.
Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know?
Anything.
Ah! Strange sound rang out through my head.
In my head!
It felt like I was shaking my brain back and forth. And then, darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. With that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it'd been. Hey! At least something had me on. Empty bookshelf. Empty. Gone. It's all gone. Yearbooks, student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone? This is mean. But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should get back to my room. Get some rest. Ah. My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself to the back of toward my room. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school.
The farther I walked, the more I felt.
Things are getting blurry. Can't see in front of me. Couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that, as if from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It's faint but undeniable.
It's coming from the gym.
So I desperately hauled my shaky frame toward the gym. The sound got stronger and stronger. What's going on? Can't be nothing. You're in the gym?
It's nothing.
I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside me while only intensified that much more. Oh! Before me, there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. Bubba. No one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring.
I don't think either sides are human. Sakura is a god, you dull creature.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
The deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay, but you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? Hostage? And could it be Mastermind Spy is... Good night!
Good night, everybody. Goodbye! That's a good place to stop.
To be continued, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a good place.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We got a Super Robo Justice present.
Yes, please.
Good night, everybody. Goodbye. We will continue this on Monday, right?
Yeah. I don't work Monday.
Okay, bye-bye.
Ah!